y'all, Dixie here. Today I want to talk to you about a topic that has likely saved many lives while it probably could have prevented a lot of unnecessary deaths, and that is the 10 essentials of hiking. The 10 essentials are 10 survival items that hiking and scouting groups have put into a list and are recommended for safe travel in the wilderness. Now, these items aren't just for people who are going out backpacking, but also for day hikes and would likely be useful in any kind of outdoor activity. Without further delay, the 10 essentials of backpacking are: number 1, navigation. It's always a good idea to have a topo map of the area that you're going to be hiking or backpacking and a compass. But if you're going to carry those things, you need to know how to use them. If you live near an REI, sometimes they offer basic navigation courses, or you can always check with your local outfitter. Of course, it's better to learn a skill like that in person, but you can check out the plethora of online videos on how to use a map and compass to navigate. With today's technology, it's not a bad idea to also carry a handheld GPS. During my thru hikes, I use my phone as my GPS along with the Gut Hook app on the phone. It has a ton of information, including topo maps, elevation profiles, town stops, all sorts of stuff for a lot of the long distance trails in the US, including the AT, PCT, and CDT, and more. And it also has trails in other countries like the TA in New Zealand. Number 2 is sun protection. Not only do you need to protect your skin, but also your eyes. If you're going to be spending a lot of time in exposed areas, or especially in areas where there is snow that will be reflecting the sunlight, you want to make sure that you have a good pair of sunglasses. Long sleeve shirts that are well ventilated and pants will help protect your skin from the sun, along with sunscreen. Sun gloves can be used on your hands and are especially nice if you're going to be using trekking poles. I also like to backpack with a Reflectix type umbrella, because that way whenever I'm ready for a break, if I'm in an exposed area that doesn't have any trees, I can create shade for myself wherever I am. Number 3 is insulation. You want to have a way to keep your body warm even if you're not planning to stay out for the night, because you never know when a trip could take longer than planned, or you could end up getting lost and have to spend a night out in the woods. So think base layers, warm jacket, gloves, a hat to keep your head warm, and some sort of rain gear or waterproof layer. Number 4 is illumination. I know that most cell phones have a flashlight feature, but you really want to think about taking something else that's going to last longer, especially if you're also using your phone for navigation or you're frantically searching for service. So it's a good idea to have a headlamp or some other form of light. Number 5 is first aid supplies. You should familiarize yourself with common injuries of hiking and backpacking. I actually just put out a video during this 2-week series about those, and it's recommended that you have the minimal amount of first aid supplies to cover those common basic injuries. For more serious injuries that might cause you to need to be evacuated, it's a good idea to have a personal locator beacon, a spot device, inReach, or some form of communication, even if you don't have cell service. I'll put a link to the first aid and common injuries video in the video description of this video. Number 6 is fire. A ladder is the most commonly used source of creating fire on trail, but having some sort of backup fire starter like matches in a waterproof container is recommended. Number 7 is repair kit and tools. This is going to be more specific to the individual depending on what kind of gear they're taking with them. But having a knife, multi-tool, super glue, duct tape, and I always carry a needle with floss to repair my gear in case my pack gets torn open. But again, you should carry along whatever you think you might need to repair what you're using in the field. Number 8 is nutrition. It's recommended that you have an additional day of extra food just in case your trip takes longer than you're planning. Now, if you're going on a day hike, this doesn't mean that you have to carry a stove and several backpacking meals. If you're going to carry some snacks for your one-day hike, just double that. So in case you're out there longer, you've got an extra day of food. Number 9 is hydration. Before you go out to a trail to hike or backpack, you should scout out what types of water sources will be out there. Those maps will help with this, but also there are a lot of forums online that you can check out where people put all sorts of information for a particular trail. If there are reliable sources where you're going to be backpacking, it's still a good idea to carry some water with you, but make sure that you have some way to treat that water, whether it's filtration or a chemical treatment. You just want to know that you're drinking water that's safe. Number 10 is an emergency shelter. This can be a tarp, a bivvy, an emergency space blanket, or even a jumbo trash bag. Just something that if you needed to in an emergency, you could create some sort of makeshift shelter. And those are the 10 essentials of hiking. I've done videos covering most of the 10 essentials, so if you want to learn about them in more detail, then I'll link to a playlist in the video description. But today I just wanted to do a broad overview because I know not everyone is getting out and going on backpacking trips. Some people are just doing day hikes, and you should still make sure that you're carrying the things that you need to keep yourself safe in case of an emergency or if something doesn't go as planned. Again, this is just a baseline. Everyone's needs are going to be a little different. Some people may want to carry additional things for the certain terrain or temperatures that they're going to be in, but it's a good place to start. If you have any questions about the 10 essentials or recommendations for the exact types of things that you carry, please feel free to leave all of that in the comments. Thank y'all so much for watching, and we will see y'all next time.